So you like somebody more than they like you, or they like you more than you like them.
Hi, Reid.
Hi, Cathy Vartuli from the Intimacy Dojo.
Hi, Reid Mahalka from readaboutsex.com.
And let's talk about this scenario, shall we?
It can be really uncomfortable when someone likes you more than you like them.
Awkward.
Yeah. And our society puts a lot of pressure. I know, at least I've experienced it as a female a lot, that there's blame, and I'm curious what your experience has been, but there's kind of a blame if someone likes you. Like, what did you do to make them like you? And you have to take care of their feelings. There's a kind of a hook there that you should make sure they're okay about it and that they're taken care of.
So we already have a video. We're talking about how to deal with unwanted attention.
Yeah.
So you might want to search that one out.
Mini stalking.
Yeah, and we also have the mini stalking one.
Yeah.
So where this falls in my way of looking at the universe is, can you talk about it? Like, talk to the person. Be like, hey, like, let's go have a cup of coffee. I feel like you like me more than I like you. You want to talk about this? Now, most people are like, oh,
yeah,
you can't talk about it.
No, you got to pretend and hope they don't notice. And
yeah, listen, that's romantic comedy, like movie bullshit, right? And the friend zone and all. We should really do a video on friend zones. All of this in romantic Hollywood movie. If you actually watch movies like this. All the comedy and the drama and the torture comes from people not saying what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Having the ability to have a frank conversation also means you kind of identify something's going on. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm noticing this. Then you have to sit down and have the courage to say it with somebody and the courage to be like, oh my God, what if they don't handle it well? Difficult conversation formula on my website, by the way, will help you with all of that. But like having the real conversation, which can also include, hi, I feel like I like you more than you like me.
There's a lot of people have shame about that, and I have felt very ashamed in the past when I liked someone more than they liked me. And one day I realized, well, I know I can still feel shame sometimes, but it's like, it's just a liking. There's not anything, it's like liking. It's a feeling. It doesn't mean that anything's bad or wrong or I have less status than they do.
It's like a Facebook thumbs up in your heart for somebody else. No? Too soon?
Yes.
Too soon?
Yes.
All right. What you should consider in this conversation of liking somebody or somebody liking you, when you sit down and talk to them, is really, it's an inquiry. You're just exploring ideas and options. I've had lots of crushes on people. And I know that I need to tell them, or else I will get so weird around them that they will get weird by how weird I am.
Yeah.
Rather than me earlier on being like, hey, just so you know, I have a mad crush on you, and I just need to, like, can you let me know, like, is it reciprocated at all? Should we explore this? Should I back off? You know, is it okay if I just like you from afar in a non-creepy, non-stalky way? Like, what do we need to do? That conversation brings me closer to somebody, not in a strategy kind of way, but like we get to be real with each other. It gets to normalize the fact that you can like people and they not like you back, and it's fine, right? It's really about the talking. It can be really awkward and harrowing if in talking about it they run away and they never want to talk to you again.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They're not the person for you to be crushing on anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they just proved that they can't handle any kind of connection. It's still going to sting, but it's way healthier than all this like throbbing, pent up weirdness that happens.
It can be so painful because our society does teach a lot about soulmate and finding the one person. And so like if you feel an intense liking to someone, it's easy to get caught up in that belief and think, if that person doesn't like me back, I'm never going to have anyone. That can bring up a lot of angst as well.
Yeah. And then there's also the double trap of, if I'm already in love with somebody and like somebody else, I must not really be in love with you. I think you should just, whether you're monogamous or non-monogamous or however you identify, isn't it nice? Like, you don't just, society doesn't tell you can only like one song.
Yeah.
What? You like other songs? You like other musicians? How dare you? No, you can have a bunch of songs that you love, that you like, and have a healthy, fully self-expressed life. When you like people that you know and you can't tell them, then things start to get weird and weird pressures can build up. Now, my brother and sister-in-law live in a small town, so it might be awkward if my brother, because they're married, likes somebody else and tells somebody else, tells, whomever, hey, I like you. So maybe there's a little bit of trickiness in small communities with that. I like to frame it as, you can have crushes on people and it's healthy. And maybe maybe Mrs. Jones doesn't need to know you have a crush on them.
Right.
But I think that's different, and I can give advice about that, but that's different than you're single, the other person's single, you're friends, or you're kind of dating. Like, you need to have this conversation.
Yeah. And talking about it with a friend or a therapist, just getting it out, because when it's just spinning around in your heart and you have all these feelings, it can be really easy to get bigger and bigger. And telling someone, hey, I have a crush, it kind of normalizes it a little bit, so you can say, oh, I have a crush on that person. I'm feeling intense liking. I kind of like feeling intense liking sometimes. It's much better than having nobody to like. It's too bad they don't like me back as much.
And framing things as crushes can be really healthy because, society doesn't really poo-poo crushes.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have puppy love and crushes and wee. So sometimes just putting it in that framework and you're like, oh, well, this is exciting when I'm around this person, not too torturous. And, maybe I should tell them what's going on so they don't freak out when they see that I've written their name all over my notebook.
In hearts.
Oh, and forever.
We're bringing humor in, but we need to understand this can be a very painful subject. We'd love it if you'd leave comments and let us know what you're feeling and what you're experiencing, and if any of these tips help, or if you have tips of your own.
Or if you just want to tell us that you have crushes on us.